Hey guys, welcome back to RHR Jen. I'm so glad you're here. Guys, I have such a good show for you today. I've done another deep dive into her social media, and once again, it is a complete and total disaster. We have so much to talk about. We're going to look at the weird accounts. You know what I'm talking about there, where I'm finding more and more discrepancies in the accounts. And I'm going to show you where she ruined food again. Get ready for all that. If you're new here, I'm Jen. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, the thumbs up, leave me comments, all those, as those help YouTube to recommend my video. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room, shall we? The bottle in the room. Ooh, I just hit my microphone. The bottle in the room, shall we? Let's talk about that. Okay. Did I accidentally dress like Hawaiian today? Yeah, I believe I did. All right. I own nothing beige. This is as close to beige as I get. This one little part, I call it brown. It might be a little bit beige. But I had to laugh because I realized, oh gosh, I accidentally dressed like her bottle of you know what. Okay. I just thought you'd get a kick out of that. I should have saved it for the premiere probably, but it's fine. This is getting ready for the disaster. I'm a disaster. It's a disaster. Let's do this thing. All right, let's take a look at the social media. By the way, if you are new here, I have a second channel. It's called Goose Adventures, where I'm detailing how I lost 140 pounds. I did it drug-free and surgery-free. I'm talking about what I did, how I did it, how I lost the weight, how I'm keeping it off, that kind of stuff over there. If you're the least bit interested, check it out. And I will be bringing new episodes soon. I had to take 2 weeks off because I've had the plague. I'm finally past that. Ugh, it's been a disaster. Anyway, no big deal. Let's get into the social media of it all because we got lots to look at. Now, let me first let me try that again. Let me first start by showing you the disaster numbers. So, in case you're new here, starting tomorrow, I think this is going up. I don't know, whenever this goes up. It's starting on Tuesday. Um, Megan's With Love Megan Part 2, DOO, is happening. So I will be covering that here. And it's so weird. The last go around, they did 2 previews before the show started, and both were panned so bad. Well, this time they didn't even do a second preview. They're just doing one. And again, I'd like to show you the numbers. I showed you the other day. They really haven't moved too much, but just in case, take a look. So 472,000 views in 12 days, 3,600 thumbs up, 37,000 and some change thumbs down. So that translates into roughly 91%. So I believe it's over 91% are thumbs down. Thumbs downing? How do you say that? Giving a thumbs down to the trailer. So that says a lot there. And the fact that they didn't drop a second trailer, it just doesn't seem like Netflix is very invested in this thing. I think the only one that needs it to work is Megan. Everybody else is ready to wash their hands out of it, over it. Wow. Again, brain fog. But let's take a look at, so that's happening Tuesday. I will be covering that. Get ready for that. But let's take a look at what's up with her social media because I have lots to say about this. So this was posted on As Ever. Let me back it up for a second so you can see. Here we go. So As Ever, starting with this one. So it's just, I'm not even going to zoom in because it doesn't matter. It's just As Ever, and they're upcycling. Is what she's calling chic and elegant upcycling. Love is in the details, except for I just pointed out how I saw an influencer doing this, and I thought it was the dumbest thing I'd ever seen. I was like, why? Why are people? I guess if you pay that much for that jam, or sorry, excuse me, you can't even call it jam spread. You need to use it for something else. Fine. So maybe it's that. But I'm like, you're telling me somebody went through 4 jars of this stuff already? I don't think so. What in the world? Are they drinking it through a straw? What's happening? But I don't believe that her influencers are real. I'll get into that. I have more evidence of that. But let's say that some of them are. So what if that one was real and it was their idea and Megan's like, oh, I guess we could do that. I just don't think she has any original ideas. So she's like, okay, we'll do that too. That's our thing now. Come on. Who's doing? I don't know. I'm trying to make some sense out of something that doesn't make any sense. But moving past that one, let's take a look at her story. Again, I'm not good at Instagram, but it's that rainbow thing right there. All right. And don't worry, I will go through these. I just want you to see them. So starting with this one, Good thing I ordered 3. She's saying that like she had a choice. Remember, they only came in packs of 3. What are we talking about? Did you buy 3 packs of 3? Because no, you didn't. You're saying, "Good thing I ordered 3," like you had a choice in the matter. That's weird. So there's this one, and then it goes into this one, season 2, What to Do with You, Slushy with Friends. 2 of my 3 bottles of rosé have plans. Again, it's like, why? Why would you use the witch's piss to make, slushies? Okay, sure. Again, I'm making sense out of something that makes no sense. Sure. Do you wanna have the world's most expensive slushies? All right, cool. Have fun with that. Anything to give them more flavor. Ugh, gross. All right. So there's this one. I was like, okay, here we go. And then there's this gentleman. Now, take a look because he's in here for quite a while. He's showing all these different things like this bath bomb, this outdoor shower, whatever's happening here. Nothing, none of this that I can find has anything to do with Meghan or As Ever or with Love Meghan, any of that. So I'm like, what are we looking at until we get to, yeah, like even this. I'm like, what are we doing? This, finally, on the last screen, there's something that's As Ever. Okay, but oh. In fact, I'm gonna let it play, and then I'm gonna show you more about this guy because he's come up before. All right, and then there's this person sprinkling dried flowers on the burnt things, and then there's this. The rest of the video is just a still image of this. What? All right, let me try to make sense out of stuff that makes no sense. That's it. That's what she posted. And I'm just like, what is all this crap? So, of course, I had to start digging, as I've been sleuthing. Now, if you're new here, I've been uncovering how many of these seem, in my opinion, to be um, old accounts that maybe have been recycled. It may be like, I suspect it may be like people in her employ or something like that that have accounts, or even accounts that have been bought that are abandoned, things like that. A lot of weird circumstances going on in here. But let's take a look. Again, I've got still images and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So, starting with this one, I looked into this person, and let me say again, as I always do, my intention is never to harass anybody. Some of these people I suspect are real fans of so don't go find them because they might actually be fans of Meghan, in which case, okay, more power to you. Good luck with that. I'd like you to work for Meghan for like an hour and see if you're still really a fan of hers, but you let me know. But anyway, some of these people might be real fans, so let's not harass anybody. But I suspect they're not all real. So this one, see, now I'm getting confused. I believe it was this person hadn't posted since April. I believe it was this one. I thought that was weird. I could find no reference of Meghan anywhere if it's this one. I think there was no other reference of Meghan. So weird. So you haven't posted since April. And again, it wasn't, another one did a lot of cat pictures, and then Meghan. It's just, there's just a lot of abnormalities in all of these. I understand being a fan of someone, but you'd think you wouldn't not post for months and months and all of a sudden post something pro Meghan, to the point where, okay, maybe that does happen. But then what are the odds Meghan's, I'm being generous in saying her team, I don't think it's a team, I think it's Meghan herself, is going to see that you posted Meghan and then repost that, if that makes, hopefully I'm explaining it right. But do you see what I'm saying? Like with an account that's supposedly as big as Meghan's account is supposed to be, then you wouldn't see that. You wouldn't clock it, because people, if they're a real following, it's hard for me to see all my comments and I'm nobody. You know what I mean? Like, it's just sometimes they slip through the cracks, never on purpose, but they do. I know, it's frustrating. It just happens. You guys will be like, "Oh, did you see my comment?" I'm like, "No, I looked. I don't see it. Where is it?" If you give me a clue, I can try to find it. And again, I have, I love you guys. It's not that. I'm just saying, like, I'm just shy of 200,000 followers. She supposedly has millions, and you're telling me she can see? I don't believe that either. But she can see them enough that she can pick out a post dedicated to her, and now she's repeating posts and repeating posters. You see what I'm saying? Like, that either says, if these are real fans of Meghan's, then that tells me that she doesn't have very many fans because there aren't many posts going on about her. Or I suspect somebody has either bought them with money or bought them with favors. Like, you advertise mine, I'll put yours, your handle or whatever up on my reel, whatever the trade-off is, I don't know. I just suspect there's wheeling and dealing behind the scenes. That's just my opinion. I can't prove it. And again, don't go after anybody. In case somebody really is a fan, that's up to them. That's on their conscience, not mine. All right. So then we have this one. I believe this is the one maybe that was doing cat photos. And then randomly this one, Megan, I was like, okay, sure. And then this gentleman here. So his name, I'm just going to say Sean is his first name. And I thought, oh, he looks familiar. Again, I've been watching all these, so people get stuck in my head. And sure enough, I went back and I found him. Hi, Sean. Sean posted on July 31st and then is back again. So yeah. In fact, he posted on the 31st. It may have been picked up a little bit later on As Ever. I can't remember that, but around the 31st. So shy of a month, 3 weeks later, posting again. And remember what was funny about this post at the time is I said, they seem cool. Like, they had personality. There's two guys on the screen. They seem to have personality. I was like, okay, fine. Maybe they're really fans of hers, whatever. But what was funny is the way that they showed it is they said that they fixed it for her and they added some protein. So even if they are genuine fans, so one of two things, they're either genuine fans of hers and they're even acknowledging like her recipe kind of sucks. We need to doctor it up, or something else is going on. And I suspect it's something else because I want to show you something else. Now, again, don't dox these people. He might actually be a fan. I don't know. But when you go to his page, I blacked out some of it because I don't want anybody emailing him. But he has an email address listed right there in case you want to use him for like public relations stuff. I don't know. Like this, right? I mean, that's just too much. That's not a coincidence, in my opinion. Maybe he's truly a fan, but it's not a coincidence. He's like, hey, if you want me to sell your stuff, email me here. And now all of a sudden he's selling your stuff. Okay, sure. So again, twice in 3 weeks. All right, sure. That doesn't make any sense. So that's, another abnormality. Let's go back to the, I guess I should say that's more the norm for her now. She just does stuff like this. Okay, so this is where he showed the product. And then I found, oh God, and then there's this. Okay, so you guys know I have a good friend who I've been talking about, and I kept, like, I talked to her and she's okay if I share her first name. So her name is Marie. Marie is this great girl. Hi, Marie. We love you. I call her Chef Marie. Technically, she does not call herself a chef. She's a trained cook, but she's chef. Chef Marie is awesome at food. She's so good. Get a microphone. Get a microphone. She is. She's so good at food and so talented at what she does. And she just knows things about cooking. She's the one that called on the last dish. Hey, there's something really wrong here. It's really dry. This is how you should cook it. This is how Megan did it. This is why Megan may have done it like this. And this is how she missed the mark. Well, once again, I had to send this to Chef Marie. I don't know anything about cooking. So I sent it to Chef Marie. I was like, hey, Marie, help me out. Are these crepes that are burnt to shit? And she said, I don't think so. You never know, but I don't think so. I've got the name here. Dutch baby pancakes are Dutch. They're also known as German pancakes. So they look like this. So I was like, okay, maybe they are. I've never heard of that. I want to eat that, but I've never heard of that. So I asked her, why? Like, can you make, what am I missing here? Like, meaning, am I just trying to make too much out of this? Why would she advertise these German pancakes? Wait, I'm thinking about it out loud. Okay. I thought she was advertising Megan's crepe mix, but I don't think she is. I think she's just showing the stupid dried flour sprinkles. But what's crazy is, look. So whatever these things are, I'm again inclined to think Chef Marie is right because she's a goddess. She's so good at food. She knows this stuff. So if it's these, Dutch baby pancakes, is that what it's called? Yeah, Dutch baby pancakes. It doesn't seem to have any sauce on the top, just powdered sugar. So what are these dried flours going to sprinkle? What are these, again, Frank Falk, what are these dried flour sprinkles going to stick to? You're just putting them on. Again, you're just putting on the pencil shavings and they're just going to slide right off, which is just a blessing if you ask me. I'd try eating the other part. I don't want to eat those sprinkles, but they look burnt. Maybe I'm wrong. They look burnt. But again, Chef Marie is like amazing. And she said, hold on. Oh, yeah, I was trying to see if you could make she said you could maybe make that out of that crepe mix, but she thinks I'm thinking too hard about it. She thinks she just wants to advertise the flour sprinkles, and that's that. I think she's right. All right, Chef Marie, you have to be so talented at everything. Okay, and then there's this. This one makes the least amount of sense to me. Take a look. What do you see? Nothing. This just takes up the rest of the screen for the rest of the time. So it's a good minute or whatever, I don't know, on the screen. It takes up most of the real estate of the reel. And it's nothing. I don't see a single product of Megan's that's being advertised here. I don't see anything. Is this supposed to be Megan's table? I assume this was somebody else and they've just reposted it like everything else in this reel, but I see nothing of Megan's. Nothing. I really can't make sense out of this one. Do you see what? It'd be like me taking a picture of my messy dishes, sending it to Martha Stewart and writing, "Thinking of you." She'd be like, "What the hell?" That's what I'm looking at this and I'm like, where's the connection? Because for once, she actually did put a username right there. So then it's not Megan posting it. I mean, she did repost it, but what am I missing here? What's supposed to be advertised? Because I don't think Megan knows. I don't see anything as ever. I see whatever these things are. So are we supposed to believe that they use the crepe mix to make these things? Let's play a game called What Am I Looking At? Fill it in the comments because I'm not really sure. Why would you use this to advertise yourself? I don't know. I mean, usually I can come up with a theory on this one. I'm just completely lost. So I don't know. So yeah, that's it for her post. They're just getting more and more, I don't know, out there, nuts. I don't It's just lunacy and we're approaching the show. So I thought for sure we would get like some weird other, second promo for the show or tie back. No, it's just a lot of look at me. She's been doing on the weekends, like going into the weekend, but she didn't even do that I saw. No. Of all times. Normally every weekend I'm like, why is she posting this? Of all times you'd think she'd be posting to get ready for a show. No, too hard. I don't know. I just feel like something weird is going on here. And what I suspect, in my opinion, is that there's a lot of shady scrambling behind the scenes, like trying to get it to look like, ooh, fans of hers are reposting and they're excited. But even that's just kind of half-assed. They're just using the same people over and over. The posts look very similar. And then even in the case of the last one, it's just like, what is this a post of? It's just somebody's random table with a salad bowl and some rolls. Okay. If you saw that out of context, nothing would make you think of As Ever or Megan. Nothing. So I got nothing on that one. Anyway, yeah. So I just find it's getting weirder and weirder. And I thought for sure she would be frantic this weekend. No, which says to me that it's even more doomed than we already thought. I think. We'll see. But I'll be here covering it. Check back lots. I'll have lots to say about it. Thank you, Chef Marie, for your addition to this episode. Guys, do me a favor. Leave in the comments. Get a mic, Marie. I'm trying to get her to get on mic and record some stuff about these dishes with me. She's going to flip me off. Anyway, get a microphone, Marie. Guys, I'm leaving this here. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. I can't wait to read your thoughts on all this one. Again, brain fog. I can't wait to read your thoughts on this one and all the things I've shown you. It's not that I'm surprised that everything's shady, but come on. You'd think after being called out so many times, you'd try to make it a little less shady. She's just like, no, it's fine. I don't care. I don't care. Weird. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. Come back here lots because this week I will be posting lots as the episodes go up, and I'll be having special guests on, including Chef Marie. I'll have her take on lots of stuff and back lots. Thank you so much for being here. A huge thank you to my Patreon members. If you want to further support the show, check out my Patreon, patreon.com/Real Housewives Recaps. Huge thank you to my executive geese and ganders who fully support the show, and your support means so much. I have kind of where I've been so sick, I shifted the episode. So I'll have more coming out in the next couple of days to make up for the ones that I missed. But thank you guys for your love and support over there. And you can also check out my merch because I have Everything's Fine and Team Catherine and all kinds of stuff. Speaking of Catherine, did you see she debuted lighter hair? I'm like, yes, yes. So how many days till Meghan has lighter hair? Any day now. Any day now, I'm sure. All right, I'm leaving this here. I hope you guys had the best day. I'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye. Okay, there you go. Oh, wait. There, they're gone. Man, my brain fog is kicking like a three-legged ninja. I'm out of it. I've had it bad, but I'm feeling much better. The Gosling was sick over the weekend, so you can still hear it in my voice. It's one of those things like it's taking it out of me, but I'm getting better. It's good. It's good. I'm like, all right, we'll get the sickness over with and then we'll be healthy. No more. No more sickness. Anyway, I can't believe I dressed like her bottle of witches. You know what? How crazy is that? Look, I am her. I'm advertising Meghan more than she is. How about that? Isn't that funny? Oh my goodness gracious. Oh, what am I thinking? I seriously don't own anything beige, and I got this. I was like, oh my gosh, it is a little bit on top, but it goes into some cool colors, some ombre colors. It is a little wrinkly, but you know what? That's all right. Wrinkle. I'm still not as messy. All right, I'm leaving this here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you made it this long, let's see. What should we? Oh, what if it's not allowed to be called witch's piss? What should Meghan call her wine? Let me know in the comments. We can come up with fun names for the wine. Oh, bingo cards. I'm still working on that. I'm hoping to have those out later today, maybe. If this goes, I don't know if it's going up Sunday night or Monday. I'll have them up by Monday evening, hopefully. And I'll try to post them in the community tab so you guys can have them. And worst case, I'll share them at the beginning of the first episode that I review, so you'll have them. So get ready. I've got lots of great suggestions from you guys on that. Thank you for that. And let me know what she should have named this stuff. I really like witch's piss, but let me know what she should have named this stuff. I can't wait to read your comments on that. All right. Take care. Stay healthy. It's going around. I ended up at urgent care with Gosling. She's fine. We just had to get some testing done. She's fine. She's poor thing. She had the plague too. So, but she's better now. So, but the doctor said it is going around, and sure enough, it is going around. Don't hang out at my house. It's the plague here. All right, take care. I wonder if witch's piss will kill the plague. I'll chug that stuff. All right, I'll talk to you guys again soon. Take care. Bye-bye. Oh, goodness. Witch's piss is funny.